Well then, if I may have everyone's attention once more.
Torme said, steering the council back to order as the final introductions drew to a close.
Our objective remains singular: to secure the last remaining crystal element, Ventus, and pave the way for Earth's ascension. To achieve this, it is vital that we stand united and coordinate our search efforts.
A rhythmic, solitary applause echoed through the hall. It was Walter, sitting at the very back of Fiona's row. Torme offered a brief, grateful nod in his direction before continuing.
However, we must assume that we are not the only ones searching. There may be factions within the Haze cities themselves, or other organizations operating under direct orders from the Galactic Federation. More importantly, we must operate under the assumption that the dark forces have already infiltrated this domain.
Sitting right next to Torme, Fiona listened intently, nodding her head in serious agreement.
Therefore, our absolute priority is preventing Ventus from falling into the hands of the dark. It does not matter which of us ultimately secures it. Even if Eugen were to find it on his own, that would be perfectly acceptable. The crux of the matter is simply this: the dark forces must not claim it.
Torme raised an index finger, his gaze sweeping across every face in the room.
Because the dark forces are fundamentally incapable of forging a pact with the Dragon Clan. They cannot claim a crystal element on their own. Consequently, they will likely attempt to approach you, the chosen ones, and worm their way into your trust. They may disguise themselves as ordinary locals, blending seamlessly into the environment to contact you without raising suspicion. If anyone outside of this room attempts to grow close to you, please exercise the utmost caution.
Hearing Torme's warning, Chris's mind immediately flashed back to his time in the undersea city. There, Prince Glenn of Lemuria had already been corrupted by the dark forces. Because no one had noticed until the final moment, they had come perilously close to losing the Aqua crystal. If even a prince could be subverted, then Torme's warning was far from an exaggeration. Caution was absolutely paramount.
Are there any questions regarding our general mindset moving forward?
Once he was satisfied that everyone understood the stakes, Torme moved on to the logistics of dividing their forces. Through the combined efforts of the Galactic Federation and the central office of the TOs, the search area had been narrowed down to 3 specific cities. Nebularium, the oldest of the Haze cities, boasting the most expansive underground district. Dormire, the only city that had preserved its original layout, terrain, and traditions unchanged since its founding. Ensorzoso, a vast, sprawling territory perpetually blanketed in dense, heavy fog. Fiona and her companions had, of course, already searched every location they could think of within these 3 regions. The fact that they had come up empty-handed was exactly why Fiona had fallen into such deep self-doubt, convinced that she simply wasn't the chosen one. But as Chris saw it, the lack of general information about the Haze cities meant they never stood a fair chance. If anything, it was thanks to Fiona's groundwork that the Federation could narrow the search down to these 3 specific targets. Her contribution was already immense.
All we need to do is thoroughly comb through these 3 narrowed-down cities once more, together.
Torme said, offering a warm smile to lift Fiona's spirits.
Besides, we now have 2 other groups with us who have already successfully obtained crystal elements. With that kind of experience on our side, the Ventus crystal is as good as found.